Hi fam! How are you? Thanks for clicking on this link. You saw it in the title, Lisa and Lynsey. Who are they? They are a married couple in the UK who had IVF success with the first round. Please continue watching. Allow me to introduce you.
Baby? Baby?
Yeah?
What happened to baby?
I can't believe it. I still can't believe it.
Yeah, my iPhone no longer recognizes my face.
Oh.
I can't wear my wedding ring anymore and my engagement ring. It's these little things that I didn't factor in. Thank God I've got a sense of humor and I can laugh about it.
Drops fall and the beauty of it all.
Hi, thanks for clicking on Simply Tanika. We are not Tanika. If you are new here, welcome. Hit that subscribe button. Let's hang out a while. If you are returning, welcome back.
Dear.
Let's get those babies, ladies. Hi everyone, I'm Lisa. This is my wife, Lynsey. If you are new to our story, we underwent IVF last summer.
What's up, fertility fam? How are you? As you can tell by the title, Lisa and Lynsey are my special guests today. Let's get right into it. Hello, Lisa. Hello, Lynsey. First and foremost, congratulations on your big fucking positive. Lynsey, I know you are not into the trying to conceive acronym, so I thought I would skip the BFP and go right for the gusto. Congratulations. I'm so excited for you guys. How are you?
Well, actually, I think you'll find that I've started to learn some of them. So I know what TTC means. And I know what
What does it mean then?
trying to conceive.
Okay.
And what was that? What was the B?
BFP.
Big fat positive. Check me out. What else? What else? Name some more.
DPO. Out.
Hold on. Days past
Oh, so close. O. O for
ovulation.
ovulation. There you go. So
No?
yes, that's right. We're good though. Thank you so much for having us. We are really pleased to be here on Simply Tanika. We're big fans. We've been watching you for ages and following along on your IUI and your IVF journey. So we are really happy to be here.
I'm a huge fan of yours. I first came across your channel. I was having a meltdown on my own channel. And Lisa, you left in the comments basically for me to like chill out and relax. And it was the best advice ever. And I think it's something that I've admired about your journey. You've really embodied that on your channel. And so hats off to you for being able to do that. I think it's something that a lot of us TTC ladies can learn. I love how you have been such a great cheerleader for Lynsey throughout this whole process. Yeah, it's nice to watch. You seem to always take it in stride. Like there was this one time where I think it was, I can't remember which IUI because I know you guys did a couple of them. But one of them, Lynsey had like 6 follicles or 3 follicles and she was worried about them splitting and having 6 and you kind of talked her off the ledge.
Do we hold off and go, you know what, I think because I am fertile, the medication that they gave me was too strong. Yeah. So it's overstimulated. We just say, right, you know what, next month, after my next period, or 2 days in, I'll take half of it and let's retest again then, perhaps. That's my gut feeling. And because my gut feeling is keeps saying the only reason why we need help to get pregnant is because you can't produce sperm.
Imagine 6 babies in that tiny flat.
Why would we want to put ourselves in that position?
Looks like business is back on.
Well, that's nice.
That's a bonus.
I'm not sure we should be taking the chance. What do you want to do?
You know me, I'm a risk taker.
But it's not your room.
Exactly.
That was a very powerful video. What is your advice for staying calm under pressure?
Having a sense of humor massively helps. And being able to be open and being able to communicate with each other is another winning factor. If I was to bottle it up, I would lose my head massively.
We are lucky that we have been doing it together. We've tried to make it as fun as possible, and when it kind of got too much, we, you know, took a time out, and we've just been quite aware of when the pressure was mounting, and as soon as it did, we just kind of took a step back, really. So probably talking to each other, trying to laugh, and just being aware of
when we need breaks. Yeah.
Very cool. As I said, I've been watching you guys for a while, and I know Lynsey decided to get pregnant first because she's older. Now that you have one in the oven and a few embryos in the freezer, has that changed your plans at all, or can you share anything about your plans?
Well, yeah, I think it's changed mine. It hasn't changed yours.
No, this is my first pregnancy and my last, most certainly. I always sort of envisioned reciprocal IVF, but we just bought a property. Our money was tied up elsewhere, and it was simply a luxury we couldn't afford. I mean, IVF is expensive as it is, you know, but reciprocal IVF over here in the UK is phenomenally more expensive.
Is it a lot more? I can't really remember
it is,
now.
you know.
I feel like when we got to that point, we were so far down the IUI route.
Yeah.
And we really genuinely thought, oh, a couple of IUIs, we'll be knocked up, no bother. And it didn't work out like that. And so we were so far down a road that when we finally got to IVF, our plans just revolved around Lynsey carrying and Lynsey being off work. And then reciprocal IVF was on the table, and it was more money. I don't in my mind remember if it was a lot more or if it was just a little bit more. And either way, by that point, we were spending so much money, we really couldn't afford any more. And our plans didn't revolve around me being pregnant with my own baby or Lynsey's baby. So that's how we kind of ended up with Lynsey doing IVF. But yeah, you would have been much happier with me carrying your baby. So I think Lynsey's probably like one and done. I think we both knew that we wanted to raise each other's biological children.
Yeah.
So despite the fact that we have 3 embryos frozen of Lynsey's, we definitely always wanted to explore me having a baby. But recently what I have been thinking about is maybe having a 3rd baby. I know we haven't even had the first one yet.
I know. She's lost her head.
I like to get carried away, but I think if we are lucky enough to be able to have 2 children, you know, it would be incredible for me to carry one of Lynsey's embryos. I just think that would be that would be like the icing on the cake.
It's the closest way we're going to be both involved in creating a baby, yeah?
And I think reciprocal IVF is just so beautiful and wonderful, and I want a piece of that.
Lynsey, how are you finding pregnancy? Is there anything unusual or unexpected or any surprises that you've experienced so far?
Where do I begin? I never expected it to be so difficult, being pregnant. I thought it was going to be a walk in the park. How wrong could I have been? I have a physical job. I am a physical person. I'm very independent, and becoming pregnant has resulted in me kind of losing the bits that I really loved about my life. Oh God.
You just didn't expect it to be as hard.
No, I didn't, but I didn't expect to not be able to breathe properly, or just not be able to do what I want to do when I want to do it.
It's been quite a challenge, hasn't it? And maybe that's to do with the fact that you are a little older. Maybe if you were 21.
Yeah, 20 years ago. I'm wondering if it would have been easier to go through this whole process. But, you know, I'm 41 years old and it's hard. It's the hardest thing I've ever done. Now that I'm just gone 40 weeks, please, if only. Now that I'm 34 weeks pregnant, I know I can see the finish line and I can't wait to get to it. I'm petrified about labour, only because I'm stepping again into the unknown and I don't know what to expect. But once this is all over and done with and we've got the baby here, I'm going to be so proud of myself that I achieved it and I got through it, because there's been so many times where I just thought, what have I got myself into here? Really? And I mean, I know I'm being jokey and stuff, but I honestly didn't think it was going to be this hard.
I think you and I have a love of caffeine and spirits in common. And I know it's, some people are in either camp while you're TTC, that you should not do it or you can do it in moderation. And I think I got a lot of like tisk 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 when I was on camera drinking while I was TTC. How did you handle that? Did you cut out caffeine, spirits, one, both, either on the road to your BFP?
I cut out sugar in as many forms as possible. That being said, I reduced my alcohol content massively, but I still had a drink at the weekend. It was summer, the 3 months leading up to IVF. We started IVF in beginning of July. So, and it was, last year was a wonderful, like, on record, one of the best summers we've had in decades. So of course I was going to drink. At the weekends, I wasn't drinking midweek. Maybe I'd have a glass, we'd open a bottle of red on a Friday maybe. There'd be a few cocktails at the weekend.
Maybe on a Thursday, no.
I mean, I'm a fan of an Aperol Spritz or 7. But caffeine-wise, yeah, I massively reduced that. I mean, I was a bit of a caffeine junkie. I drink espresso. I was drinking at least 4 espressos a day, and I cut that right back to 1 espresso in the morning.
And then once you started your meds, once you started stimming, then you didn't drink.
I completely stopped alcohol as soon as the IVF stims kicked in. Main thing was I massively reduced the sugar content in my diet.
Lynsey, I saw the video where you were talking about exercise during pregnancy, which I thought was amazing. I want to share it with everybody.
As some of you will know, Lynsey is a personal trainer. She is pre and postnatal qualified, so she knows about training pregnant women. So this week we wanted to do a video on training safely during pregnancy, and I guess like realistic training.
Exercising during pregnancy is not for aesthetic purposes. Training during pregnancy is all about getting your body, or continuing to have strength in your body so you can be strong to get through labor as swiftly and as hassle-free as possible.
That's the dream, hassle-free labor.
That was so fantastic and so inspiring. And I think it's important because a lot of us don't realize like what we can do physically. And I know obviously everyone should talk with their doctor first, but just to see you staying active and doing that kind of exercise is so inspirational. I mean, obviously you were in fantastic shape before you became pregnant, and I know you're a trainer. Is there any advice, I know you're not a physician, that you would give ladies as they kind of prepare for their pre-pregnancy self and for their pregnant self?
Well, there's more than just exercise that I would recommend. I would recommend that you look at your nutrition as well. Sugar messes with the hormonal balance of the reproductive system. So I would clean up your diet for starters, you know. I would, exercise-wise, I did 3 months of heavy strength training. Well, yeah, it was heavy for me. 3 times a week, full body workouts. So lower body, upper body, chest, back, shoulders, legs, ass.
I don't know why I love when you say ass. I'm such a child.
Yeah, but that being said, I knew that once I was pregnant, my lower back would be getting a beating, my upper back would be getting a beating, my core would be stretched to stretchyville. So I paid close attention to my posterior chain. So your posterior chain is your glutes, your ass, the backs of your legs, your hamstrings, and a little bit of lower back. I really focused on making sure that was strong. So I also made sure that my core was really strong as well, and that was to help with the oncoming migration of the anterior part of your body, the front part of your body, because I've got a massive arch in my back now, and there's a lot of pressure being put on two little tiny joints. They're called SI joints that attach your pelvis to your spine. So I needed to make sure that I wasn't going to suffer any pain there, and thankfully 34 weeks in I'm all right. My upper back, I needed to make sure my upper back was really strong also, because again there's forward migration going on here, so your upper back through your thoracic part of your spine is getting a massive battering. You're just being pulled out of alignment and your posture goes to shit, frankly. So you need to be strong in all these areas to cater to all this mass that's occurring over 9 and a bit months. But it was also for up here as well. It's not just for the physical. I wasn't training just for my body shape to be strong. I was also making sure I was looking after my brain as well, because having failure after failure after failure, and then needing to take a break, a 3-month break from it like this, was in bits. So I needed to make sure that I was mentally strong as well as physically strong.
Kudos. The video where you guys reveal your BFP was like trying to conceive gold. I bawled all the way through it. I mean, the music, the excitement, all of it was just, it was beautiful. It was like, I'm getting chills thinking about it. It was, yeah, it was pure TTC gold. Pardon me while we have a gratuitous look at a little bit of it for people who haven't seen it. And then of course they can go over to your channel to see the full video.
Is it stop? I can't see it. Is it there? Wow, bloody hell.
Telling me that's a trigger shot.
I don't think that's the trigger shot.
It doesn't feel like it's a trigger shot. It really doesn't feel like it's a trigger shot. Like I say, I feel something is changed here. I said this to you last night, I may as well say it now on camera. Those IUIs, I don't think I was ready to be pregnant. I wasn't 100% convinced about the sperm donor. And I just, maybe my head wasn't entirely in the game. But now, with the IVF, like, I am 100% committed to this, and I am like so excited about the donor that we've chosen, and I really want this, and I am in this game, and I know for a fact that that is not the trigger shot. Yes, we have tested really early, but I am 100% convinced that when I get the bloods taken, and when I get the blood results back, like, we're having a baby.
Yeah, so sorry to disturb you. I'm just calling to inform you of your blood result.
Yes.
So your results come back positive today, yeah?
Right, okay. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Oh, honestly.
It's come back really good, alright? So it's come back as 175.
So we were looking for over 50, is that right?
Yeah, over 50 is a very good result. So yours has come back as 175, which is really good.
Right, okay, brilliant. I best call the wife, eh? Oh, right, here we go. Hello?
Well, you sound excited, so, okay.
Well, obviously we know the answer to it, don't we? So I'm pregnant.
Well, do we? Okay.
I'm pregnant.
Okay.
And not only am I pregnant, they're looking for over 50 would be good. I'm currently sat at 171 or 173. I can't remember. It's all recorded.
Okay.
So I'm a little bit over 50, put it that way.
Oh my God. I feel like I can relax a little bit now.
Baby? Baby?
Yeah?
We're having a baby.
I can't believe it. I still can't believe it.
Well, I would be, but I'm waiting to speak to you, Mummy dearest. Where have you been? Did you have a good night then?
Yeah, it was lovely. Nice food, actually. Yeah. Come on then. Stop keeping it in suspense.
I'm pregnant.
Lisa, you've mentioned that Lynsey is not fond of the term journey, so I'm trying not to use it. But if you could look back over your whole experience, both of you, Lisa and Lynsey, if you could look back over your whole experience, what would you tell yourself before the BFP? Like what that journey would look like, or how to weather through it. If you could go back and tell yourself anything, what would it be?
Don't be so bloody naive. Of course it's going to take time. You're 41 years old. Make sure you're communicating with your loved ones on a regular basis and you're not bottling anything up. Mm-hmm. And make sure you're being kind to yourself and healthy.
Cool. I love that question because every time I ask it, I get such a thoughtful response and it means different things to different people. So thank you both for sharing that with us. Okay. Open-ended question. Is there anything you'd like to share with us about your journey to pregnancy, to motherhood, to now?
Yeah, my iPhone no longer recognizes my face.
Oh.
I can't wear my wedding ring anymore and my engagement ring. It's these little things that I didn't factor in. Thank God I've got a sense of humour and I can laugh about it. But I do wonder if I will get my pre-pregnancy body back.
Well, isn't that a fun challenge?
Well, I guess you'll all find out about it, huh?
I think the one thing for me, the biggest thing that I've learned is that you can take care of your own fertility before you begin fertility treatment. And that is something that we didn't do. It's something that we were completely naive to. We didn't do the research we should have. We wasted time, actually. There are things that you can do to look after yourself. Diet, Lynsey's talked about, you know, before we started our IUIs, she was taking folic acid, the end, nothing else. By the time we got to our IVF, this kid was popping pills like
12 or 13 just down in one go.
So there's so much research that you can do. There are so many people talking about the various different ways to help improve your fertility, like you are on this channel. So do the research, arm yourself with all of the information possible, and really take ownership of your own fertility and your own journey. Before you step foot in that doctor's office, there are things that you can do for yourself. And as soon as we realised that, and as soon as we started doing that, I think it all fell into place for us.
Yeah, don't go crazy with it though. Keep it simple, because the more intense you make it, the harder it's going to be for yourself. Don't set yourself up for failure. When it comes to your nutrition, just eat fresh and natural foods. You know, I did a lot of research into bone broth. I made some. It stank the house out.
It was awful.
For days, the place honked to high heaven. That being said, it was some lovely soup. Lovely soup. Did it have an effect? I don't know. Would I do it again? Probably not. It was a proper pain in the arse to do. So just keep it clean, keep it lean.
Very cool. Thank you. All right, ladies. I know you have things to do. I've seen you on Instagram washing out little onesies and nappies and preparing for the baby, so I don't want to keep you. But thank you so much for sitting down with me and the family. It was great getting to talk to you. I will include a link to your channel down below so the fam can find you and follow you. You guys definitely should subscribe to them if you haven't subscribed yet, fam. They can find you on Instagram at Lisa and Lynsey and also at Fitness Monkey. Are there any other ways that they can connect with you?
I think those are the main ones. Lynsey's website is thefitnessmonkey.co.uk. She is an online personal trainer, so helps people online with training programs and stuff. So all of her details are there, her email and everything. You can get us that way.
Awesome. Thank you so much, ladies. Is there anything else you want to say before we close?
We just want to say thank you so much for having us on your channel. We are big fans. We have been proud members of the fam for a long time now, so we are really happy to speak to you today. Thank you.
Oh, thanks, ladies. I'm so glad you could sit down with us. We appreciate it. Congratulations again, and good luck with labor and beyond. All right, fam. There you have them. Lisa and Lynsey, all the way from the UK, happily married couple. I think they just celebrated their 6-year anniversary and pregnant after IVF success. I highly, highly recommend that you check out their channel. Follow them on Instagram over at Lisa and Lynsey. Very inspirational, very down-to-earth, real couple. I know you are going to love them as much as I do. I will link all of their social media handles down in the description box below so you can follow them. Please do. And as always, thank you for hanging out with me. Bye. Baby does to you all.